Seeing Taraji break down like this, for one, resonated with me because I feel like a lot of us in 2024, we're feeling like we're underpaid, especially if we're the type of people who work hard at our jobs. We feel like we're underpaid and shit like that. It also made me think about Monique.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, "You work a lot." Well, have to. The math ain't mathing.
So Taraji only made $150,000 off of this movie that grossed $53 million. The sad thing to me is that Oprah is the motherfucker who's on the movie. And she acts like she wants to pave the way for black women like her. And she's here for sister encouragement and empowerment. You acting like that. But every time we seeing your ass show up right now, you showing up in a bad light. And I started looking at her ass different, Oprah. I started looking at Oprah's ass different when her and The Rock did that dumbass relief asking us to donate to them, to donate to the victims in Hawaii for that relief. Y'all remember that? The consensus was we're looking at two billionaires on our screen and y'all are asking us, people who are already struggling, not that we don't want to help, but damn, y'all asking us to help them. Why can't y'all do something? You know, why can't y'all get all of y'all's rich friends together? Oprah, you had land out there. All of y'all had all this land in Maui. Why can't y'all get y'all niggas together to go ahead and give and help and support the community? Because that's who you have built your career off of. Now, I'm thinking all this shit right about Oprah. And I start thinking, remember when everybody was calling Monique crazy, acting like she was being disrespectful to Oprah, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, all that, right? Remember that? So while Taraji is going through this and my heart does bleed for her, it's like, okay, so now that we know there's a problem, what is going to be Monique's kickback since we now know there's a problem? And I went ahead and pulled up the files because you know how I get down. I want to pull up the files where Monique was talking straight, telling us the truth several years ago about what was going on. And nobody was listening but smaller channels, smaller bloggers. So Comedy Hype is a channel. Please go like, comment, and subscribe over there. Subscribe to that channel. They're doing some great journalism. And I just really enjoyed their channel. I really enjoyed this style of interview. I love how they gave her the space to talk. They didn't try to interrupt her. They didn't try to direct the narrative or anything like that. So I pulled some clips from them. I'm going to talk a little bit about each person that Monique talks about. If you can, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I should have introduced myself. What's up, my friends? Welcome back once again to the Just Case and Rant. I'm your homegirl. Go ahead and subscribe to your girl. And let's get into these clips. Let's talk about what Monique was already telling everyone, and they was calling her crazy.
Tyler Perry and I had a conversation at the Hoodie Awards. At the time, it was called the Hoodie Awards. Steve Harvey put on the Hoodie Awards in Vegas.
Steve Harvey really disappointed me with his reaction to her. We also got that coming up too, because I was like, ain't no damn way you can sit up here and call this woman your friend and this is how you treat her.
Right? So I'm beckoned to go into Tyler Perry's dressing room. There are about maybe 25 people on Tyler Perry's team. And he does this. And everyone leaves.
My jaw dropped when I heard her say that, because I was like, oh, not the Tyler Perry who is here to be here for the struggling single mothers and all of the Christians in the land, and he built his studio on Bibles. You clapping at your team? Like, who the fuck are you to clap at your team? Who are you to be that disrespectful to human beings that you would clap at them like that?
Well, I have my security with me. And I looked at my security and like, you don't work for Tyler Perry. My security stayed in the room.
I know that's right, okay? Ain't going nowhere.
So Tyler Perry says to me, listen, you may really want to consider promoting this film.
Okay, so she's actually talking about the movie Precious. As you know, Precious did numbers too. Monique was really underpaid for Precious. She only made $50,000 from the movie. The movie blew the fuck up. They were trying to have her go on a press tour and promote the book. They wanted her to go and fly to France and, just other places. And she's like, I just got back home from doing all this work. I just got back home to my son. I just got back home to my husband. It wouldn't make sense for me to have to go and do that, especially if I'm not going to be paid to go and do that. And they were trying to encourage her to do it anyway because it would look good. Like, go ahead and do this do this legwork so that when it's Oscar time and when it's time for you to possibly make some more money, they can see that you were doing a good deed. And once you've been even at a job for long enough, you'll see that sometimes even jobs will try and get more work from you than what they pay you for. And this is what's happening here.
Because if you get nominated for an Oscar award, your next film is $3 to $5 million. And if you win it, your next film is $6 to $8 million. I said, Tyler, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. Where do they pay those type of salaries, brother? I said, what I cannot do, Tyler, is work for free. I've done what I was supposed to do. I cannot go overseas and do this for free, Tyler. So then he goes on about his spiel, you know. I said, well, listen, you can write me the check for me to go overseas. I don't care where the money comes from, but I'm not gonna do it for free. He says, well, I don't believe in giving money away for free. I said, I don't believe in working for free, so we're on the same page.
I feel like we're now being able to look into the entertainment industry way more than we were before. One thing social media has done, not only has it created a platform for celebrities to share with us exactly who they really are, we get to see some shit that we ain't even supposed to be privy to, but it's also shedding light into the industry and letting us know, oh, okay, so being an actor or actress, you know, yes, the lifestyle looks fun. It looks great to jet set and all this other type of shit, but when do you get to turn actor off and just be a normal person? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a lot of the conversation as well, is like, you want me to go and use my talent, which is me being this actress, to promote this film when my job was done when I not even when I clocked out. This is how you know I got a job still. My job was done when I walked off set. So anything extra, you got to pay me overtime.
Fast forward.
Things, you know, everything kind of comes out with Lee, Oprah, and there's an audio conversation that you guys had with Tyler.
While Monique wasn't getting work in the studios, her and her husband started a podcast where she would just, you know, speak openly about their relationship. And that's how we learned a lot about their relationship and her calling him daddy and about their intimate life and their open relationship. We also learned about what really happened between her and Tyler Perry because they shared the audio recording that they had of Tyler Perry. Right? An audio recording. I said, she thinking, that's smart.
Let me tell you. So that, because, and my husband is that part of our team that he has the business conversations. I'm the part of the team that you saw May 13th on the stage. So what I would ask you is, because you're talking in Tyler Perry language, I would ask you to let Monique talk to Madea. Because when you start talking in Tyler Perry language, brother, you talk like you don't get it. Right, nigga. Right. You gotta laugh at.
Let me tell you why I love this audio recorded, okay? Because we get to hear Monique read this motherfucker down. We get to hear her talk exactly how she from. You know, she from Detroit and shit like that. So she don't play, especially about her money. And we get to hear her talk to this nigga exactly how the fuck he need to be talked to. And let me say this, you might be like, well, Jess, why don't you like Tyler Perry? Because he sits up here and he peddles these bullshit ass movies that tell us that we have to have several kids. Our baby daddy has to leave us, damage our whole family, and then we'll get a man later on in life who will love us. But we got to accept the fact that he might have missing teeth. He might be overweight. He might be unattractive, but at least we have a man to love us and our children. And at least he goes to work. So, you know, that's great. So yay. You're pushing this narrative of us settling. That's exactly what the fuck you doing. You ain't even pushing marriage. On top of that, you went and had a baby. You went and created a fucking broken home. You went and had a son, had a baby by a beautiful woman. Not only did he have a baby by this woman, y'all, he had a baby by her. She's a great filmmaker. This nigga came out with that bullshit documentary that she produced, directed, filmed, all that. And you can't marry this woman? So she's good enough to produce your motherfucking life story. Good enough to bear your whole kid, the legacy that you're building right now, all the money you're accumulating off of us. You mean to tell me you can give her a baby that's going to inherit all that, but you can't marry her? And you actually have the opportunity to be an example to the very demographic that you sell to. But you don't even want to do that, huh? Yeah, okay.
Because you know, see, let me tell you, Tyler, When I watch your movies, I dig Medea. And you know why I dig her? You know why I dig her, Tyler?
Because she could be your mother.
I love how she kept doing like a call to action. Do you hear me? Okay, now your action is to respond and say yes. You understand?
You know why I dig her?
Yeah.
You know why I dig her? Because that bitch is real to her gut. And she don't give a fuck how I come out. She don't give a fuck how it's taken. But everybody knows she love you. But she gonna tell you the real shit. See, when you stepped away from Medea and you became Tyler Perry, the billionaire, this is the conversation you're having. Like, well, guys, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to say? See, you a brother that slept in your car. And you needed niggas to fight for you to get you up out the goddamn car. See, your mama that you love so dearly. See, this is when I know that the powers that be and everybody saying on the radio and everybody saying on the media, oh my God, it's Oprah and Tyler. They're the ones that can employ her. Why ever would she say it? Because I love them niggas. That's why I'm saying it. Because I'm tired of reading the stories 100 years from now where we had to go through this shit and we watch our brothers and sisters die and suffer in silence and in poverty, and we know they was right. So what I'm saying to you is, Medea, make Tyler's ass step his ass up. I'm talking to Medea right now. Medea, I need you to pull Tyler's ass in the back and say, baby, you watching this sister and you watching her family starve. You're watching it. And you're saying, what do you want me to do? Listen, don't you play with that baby like that. You know this shit y'all did was wrong to her. You gave charity, you gave them $400,000 to $500,000 to charity, and you know that bitch got $50,000. Where's my pistol, Brown? Where's my pistol?
It was so funny to hear him go from laughing because he thinking that she's talking on some funny shit, some sweet shit, to stop laughing because you hear her, not only is she pulling your motherfucking card and checking the hell out of you, but she's checking both the girl and boy inside your ass. Like, how's that feel? How's that feel? And you had every opportunity to just be a man. Just step up, support the people who support you, which is black people, black women. You literally put on a dress and act like a black woman to get paid. So you mean to tell me you can't support black women when you have the opportunity? Oh, no. See, you just support what's going to work for you. That's what you do. That's what Tyler Perry does. That's what he do.
Because I need to shoot this nigga. Now, I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to shoot him in his ass to let him know Medea's mad as shit right now. Right. See, that's why I'm talking to my brother. So I appreciate you calling me. I do. I appreciate you calling us. But when you call me, what you going to do?
I'm going to call and find out whatever money is coming in for Precious, and I'm going to send that to you.
This nigga missed the whole entire point. She sat up there and wasted her breath explaining to you exactly what her grievance was with you, and you go straight back to the money. Yes, the money is a part of the conversation, but an even bigger part of the conversation is you're behind scenes telling me that I'm not being difficult, I'm not being crazy, I'm not being too much. You understand you was wrong. You're behind the scenes saying that. Now say that in front. Since you realize you were wrong, say that out there, because that affected my money in a broader scale, more than just this Precious shit. It's a bigger scale.
What you're asking me to do right now, first of all, I'm not going to get into this right now because it's ugly and it's nasty and it came from a comedy skit. I don't want to be a part of it.
What is ugly and nasty, Tyler, about saying? Because we're not talking about the comedy skit. You're obviously not hearing what I'm saying.
That's where it's all coming from.
No. Here's the thing. Understand that when you sit by and you say nothing when you know it's wrong, as you now said you know, and you agree, then what is the call really for, my brother?
What is it?
Okay. All right. I'm going to say that because I spent way too much time here.
They were going back and forth with him for a minute, and it sounded like by the end of the call, because the call was a long call, it was about like 30 minutes to an hour long. It was a long call. By the end of the call, he sounded like he was going to go ahead, go public, and make things right with Monique and say that he honestly made a mistake. He apologizes. He supports her. He's going to put her in a film, all that other type of shit, right? That's kind of how he was talking. He ended up not doing none of that. not doing none of that. That really irritated me because you sit up here and you act like you're for people and you're really not for people. Tyler Perry really, he seemed like he's this good guy. He seems like he's this big man of God and he's just almost damn near perfect. But these things, these character traits, these are the things that make bad people. Corrupt character.
But to see him not come out at this whole time, how does that make you feel?
Remember when I said earlier, I've never seen so many cowards and black men in this business? I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. See, when I see you do a clip and you go to T.D. Jakes' church, and I watch you write a check for $1 million in front of the congregation, and you give it to this man, was that for the congregation to give more money? Or was that really genuine?
If there is anything that we are learning in 2024, it's that the church isn't the church of old. You feel me? That it's not really the place that we can get the truth and the pureness that we once thought that we could. That's not what the church is anymore. It's a mega church. It's a show, literal show. There's literal lights, camera, action. We're on. It's a literal show now. So I feel what she's saying right here. Are you just trying to encourage the people like, if a millionaire can do it, you can too? Like, no, nigga, this is different. Okay? Tyler Perry got money to give like that. You can't keep on breaking my pockets telling me I'm going to get a blessing if I give $100 when I really got to worry about buying groceries.
See, when no one's watching, who are you? To when everyone's watching. And we got a chance to see him when no one was watching. See, your listeners will hear that audio when he makes statements like, and I gotta bring this up, Daddy, because it's a part of it and you understand the devalue of black women. Recently, I saw a quote that my sister Taraji put out there and said, Tyler Perry was the first person to pay me my quote. And that's a black man. Well, he says, I'm the first person to pay Taraji P. Henson the most money she's ever made. And then we said, but did you pay her fairly? And then he said, I paid her more than she's ever made. What does that mean, brother?
One thing about Monique, she is very articulate. Okay, she is very articulate. She knows how to listen in between the lines and listen for the exact words of what somebody is saying to really understand what exactly they're saying. And Tyler Perry, he got a good way of being deceptive in his speech and acting like he don't know something or acting like he's doing more than something. In this particular scenario that she's talking about, I feel like Tyler Perry was trying to act like he just was going above and beyond for Taraji because he had paid her the most she had ever received. But that isn't necessarily going above and beyond if, like Monique said, you ain't paying her what she's quoting.
And when I heard you go on the air and you said, my sister done burnt too many bridges.
Steve has that national radio show. His ass was on the radio too, talking about her being blackballed in the industry and how he did come up with her and they were so close and everything like that, but he don't know why she acting so crazy and there ain't shit he could do to help her. If you sitting up there acting like y'all so tight, y'all grew up together, grew up in the comedy game together and all that other type of shit, why couldn't you give her a phone call? I also put this clip in here because I said this is a good demonstration on how you calmly tell somebody, I'm not fucking with that shit that you was on. Okay, you was on some bullshit. I ain't fucking with it. Still got love for you. I just know exactly who you are. You just showed me exactly who you are.
And there's nothing I can do for her now. Steve, do you know how hurt I was?
I thought you went about it wrong.
When you say, Mo, it's the way you went about it. Mm-hmm. And I want to explain that, and I thank you for saying that. Inequality, it's extreme. And when people said, Monique, do you think calling a boycott was extreme? You damn right. But isn't inequality extreme?
Taraji was literally saying damn near the exact same thing, except she was crying. And y'all know I do not like people who be crying. Crying on video just is so irritating for me for a number of reasons. So I enjoyed watching Monique's delivery of saying, this is why I did the things that I did because I was tired of being underpaid.
So we've got to get to a place where we're unafraid to say it out loud. Okay. What I would have loved, what I would have appreciated from my brother was had you picked up the phone before you went on the air and said, Monique, you've burned too many bridges and there's nothing I can do.
Boom, she brought it right back to the actual issue. Look, you could have just came straight to me with that shit. You didn't have to say it on the radio.
Remember the moment on stage.
This is when she was on stage at one of her comedy shows, and she let them know exactly what the fuck was going on. So I was able to pull the audio.
Oh, yes. I was white boy. By some black who had no balls. Thank you, Mr. Lee Daniels. Thank you, Mr. Tyler. Thank you, Miss Oprah Winfrey. No, baby, I wasn't blackballed. I was fucked up by some niggas who had no balls. And see, I know they like to say, Monique, you talk too motherfucking much. It would kill me not to say the real shit. It would kill me not to say the real shit. You are not paying me equally. You are not treating me fairly. So y'all can suck my dick if I had one.
See, now that
right was a
there.
wonderful moment, Steve.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
Monique.
my goodness.
No, it wasn't.
That was one of those moments.
See, no, it wasn't.
That Richard Pryor whispered in my ear and said, say it. You say it.
He was mad as hell. Oh, you thought she was about to be like, you're right. That was a bad moment and I shouldn't have done it. No, what? We don't give a fuck over here.
When you called me with the morning show on the phone, I said to you, Steve, my family is suffering behind this. And y'all know I did nothing wrong. Y'all know my husband did nothing wrong. But none of y'all in real time, was strong enough to go publicly and say, we can't throw our sister under the bus.
Because
social media, reality TV, baddies, Northeast, Southwest, all the Love and Hip Hops, all the Jocelyn's, Cabaret. These shows have gotten us so used to seeing disagreements turn into brawls that to watch Monique do something like this is rare. To watch her literally look in the face at somebody and say, I did not like what you did, and it not turn into something extra, it not turn into a black woman slapping another black woman and it getting all rowdy. To see this was just a gem for me.
Mo, listen to me. We fighting two wars here.
What war?
There's two wars. It's what your issue is, and it's what the perception of the issue is, and the narrative has changed.
When this came out his mouth, I was like, that doesn't even make no sense. That doesn't even make no sense. I don't remember, I used to read his books, like the Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. I read all of them books and everything like that, right? And I was really like trying to really just soak in his information that he was giving. Now at my age and seeing how many divorces he's had, how many broken homes he's created, how he operates, how he be lying his way to the top. Now that I'm seeing how he's operating, I don't feel like he was the best person to give advice to us women about anything. And his whole rhetoric of how he's trying to break down how Monique was in the wrong definitely sound like slave talk.
And what you're saying, baby, and I agree with it when the narrative changes. But if all of y'all said, this is the only issue I have with it, baby, when all of y'all said privately, to include Oprah, all of y'all said privately, I've done nothing wrong.
When you tell the truth, you have to deal with the repercussions of the truth. We black out here. We can't come out here and do it any kind of way we want to. Listen to me.
She said, I think the fuck not.
But we in the money game. And you cannot sacrifice yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. You cannot help them.
We're in the money game, but let me tell you what the game is before the money game.
Like
before the money game, it's called the integrity game. And we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
But Mo,
wait a minute.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble.
I didn't like that he wouldn't let her get a word in because he just wanted to prove his point so bad.
I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement.
You tell me, how crazy is that? He's literally sitting here and saying, I will give up my integrity because I got mouths to feed and a family to take care of. But the things that you're doing, you don't even have to take it there, Steve. You ain't even got to take it there. It don't cost you nothing to simply support someone else. It wouldn't have cost you nothing.
And I shared my relationship with her about my mother.
Now we're about to get into why she wasn't fucking with Oprah no more.
As she shared hers with me, which I will never repeat because she shared it with me about her mother and father. It might be something she shared with everybody, but wanted to make me feel special. I don't know. Nonetheless, it was in our moment. I shared with her that me and my mother was not talking. I shared with her we were in a really bad place. I shared with her I was hurt and, trying to figure this thing out. She never said my mother was coming on that show because had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm gonna have your mother, I would have said, shut it down. I don't need the world seeing how greedy my mother is. Shut that down. That's one of the reasons why we don't communicate, because of my mother and father's greed. So if you had given me the opportunity, I would have said, I can't put that's still my mother. Now here comes this show. And here comes the commercials. And now I'm starting to see my mother and my father and my other brother who was my manager.
Monique's family, they're very sweep everything under the rug type people. So her brother was doing what, he shouldn't be doing to his sister. And his parents didn't do nothing to protect Monique. They didn't do nothing to protect Monique. And in fact, once she started making money and shit, they just tried to take it from her. They were really greedy people, like she said. So imagine that being your family and this bitch who just underpaid you, only paid you $50,000 for a movie that you should have got paid more. Imagine you dealing with this type of bitch who then takes your family, puts them on her TV show, exploits you, and now she's making even more money off of you. That's literally Oprah Winfrey. She don't care about nobody but herself. Literally, it's just her and herself. And I dislike how she tries to act like she's for the people, when really you're for you.
So I'm watching this show, and I'm watching my father sit there, who was a strong alcoholic. I'm watching him drunk. I'm watching my mother be greedy. I'm watching my other brother, who was my manager, be greedy. I know my family. And I'm watching my brother who molested me sit on this stage trying to paint this picture of I'm trying to be a help, but now I'm watching the scam. As much as they keep talking, I'm seeing the scam take place. Well, when it was all said and done, Oprah Winfrey calls me. And in that moment, I was still stuck in, this is Oprah Winfrey. How do I say, you had my mother, my father, my other brother, and I'm stuck in that moment. And when we hung up that phone, my husband looked at me and said, what's wrong with you? That's not what we made of.
You know how in the beginning she was saying daddy this, daddy that, and we all know she calls her man daddy. It might seem weird to an untrained eye, but a woman who's dealt with this level of trauma, when a man comes in and he gives you protection, security, he doesn't harm you, you will take on his ideas. You will take on certain things that you didn't get from your parents. But I say that to say I understand why she has the level of respect for him to where she uses that name for him. I wouldn't call my nigga that, but I get why she does.
You know how you felt about that and how you feel about that. And you need to let that woman know, I don't care about a title and a position. That's not what you cut from. Until that woman says, let me apologize to you publicly, it'll be to the day I leave this earth. Because what you did was malicious. Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do. And stop hiding behind what you call was negative comments, what you call, oh, I don't even deal with things like that.
Before Monique said this, I used to think that people who use that, oh, I don't deal with this type of drama, I don't deal with this type of situation, I thought that they were at a higher level of self-control and emotional intelligence than people who would be like, fuck you, bitch, and fly off the handle. Like, I thought they were at just such a different level, right? But that's wrong. No, these motherfuckers just don't want to indulge in the truth so that they avoid the whole entire situation by any means necessary.
Because what people are beginning to do is see you for who you are. Woodard had a Oscar party for the previous black woman that won Oscars and for the black woman that was nominated, and it was Lupita's turn that year. And she had them all the other years, and I had declined. Just my schedule wouldn't let me do it, or, for whatever reason. I was like, no, thank you. But this year I said, okay. And Oprah Winfrey was going to be there. Now, keep in mind, I was trying to reach out to have this private conversation. No return calls, whatever number she did give, no longer work. Just, however it went, I could not get to Oprah Winfrey. So I see her this night, and Alfred Woodard says to me, we want you to understand, Monique, when we go into the red room, you can say whatever's on your heart. Almost like there was a universal energy where this sister knew something needed to be said. I can't say it factually, but she said it to me a few times. Whatever you need to say, this is the place to say it. Whatever you need to say, this is the place to say it. So they were going around the room getting people's feelings on how they felt about when they got this Oscar. And it got to be my turn. And I really wasn't impressed with the Oscar. So I really didn't have anything to say to Lupita other than, baby, play it your way. This is your turn. So do it the way you want to do it. So you don't look back and say, I wish I would have. No one else can tell you how to do it, but you can do it your way, because it's your name that will be called. You're the nominee.
That's some good life advice in general. Do it your way. Do it how you want to do it because you're the only one who has to live with it.
And then I looked to Oprah Winfrey and I said, you know, you and I need to have this conversation. Why would you have my mother on your show?
This is from...
In front of everyone. So for all the women that were there, the one thing, people can say I'm loud, they can say I'm tactless, they can say I'm overbearing as Oprah Winfrey has considered me, but what they've never said is she's a liar. Ain't nobody ever said Monique is lying. So for all them women that was there that night, they know exactly what was said. And I said to her, how could you have my mother on your show? That's not what we discussed. And you don't understand what I've had to walk through since you've had my mother on your show. See, I gotta deal with women coming up to me in the Walmart saying, Monique, your mama ain't shit. I gotta deal with that. Now I gotta defend. They ain't lying, but I still gotta defend it because that's my mother. But I still gotta defend it. You don't understand what position you put me in doing that. So now this is my moment to talk to you. And what she did was took the cowardly way out. I won't call her a coward. I'll say it was cowardly, but it was okay. And she said, if you think I did something wrong, I want to apologize. No, Oprah, it ain't what I think. You did do something wrong. You maliciously, and you had full intentions of having my parents on your show and not saying anything to me. Was that for rating?
The biggest pattern I'm starting to see with like Steve Harvey, Oprah Winfrey, Ricky Smiley, and the biggest problem I'm starting to see with these type of people is that they don't know how to just approach the fucking problem. Apologize for the problem. Apologize for the error. Apologize for the issue. You spending all this time running around shit and being like, no. This is the problem. Apologize for the problem. Because you and I can see clear as fucking day. This is the problem. Stop making it into some emotional, if you feel like no. The problem is you exploited my family for money. That's the problem. It ain't no if I feel. No. That's the motherfucking problem. So, anyway, I wanted to show those videos. I wanted to show her talking. I just wanted to shed light on how I don't know. She's just such an awesome woman to me. She's so honest. She's so real. She's so raw. Yeah, she did get on all of our fucking nerves when she was talking that bonnet bullshit. That was irritating as hell. But other than that, I really respect a person who could be honest and be exactly who the fuck they are. Like that. This is me. The last thing that we're going to watch is 50 Cent. We're going to listen to that small clip that was surfacing of him telling Tyler Perry, like, hey, you could have been done put our homegirl on. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I love that 50 Cent said this and that he shared this because he's another one who I feel like is very honest in the industry. And yeah, he could be perceived as a bully. He's very cutthroat. He's very much so the type of nigga that Tyler Perry would be scared of. You know what I'm saying? He's that type of dude. And I love that because he was able to check him and be like, in a nice and respectful way too. This is all about respect here. The only person being disrespectful is me. Respectfully, he told him, you could have been done, helped her.
Monique, why is she canceled? And then I know Tyler wouldn't support that. He never told nobody not to work with her. When I talked to him, he was like, nah, I never told no one not to work with her. And I said, but you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to work with her.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I never looked at it like that.
And that's exactly why I call Tyler Perry a liar, because we just sat here and listened to Monique say that exact thing to him and him act like, okay, I get what you're saying, but I can't say that publicly because it's just too crazy out right now and I can't say that publicly. Like, that's all Monique was saying.
Because I said, you just got to consider how strong your influence is at that point.
That's all she was fucking saying. And he could have been done said that publicly and put her into a position. But I'm glad she didn't do none of his whack ass plays or none of his whack ass TV shows, because with this whole shit coming out with Christian Keys and what's going on with everybody, it's about to be a fall amongst men. You feel me? It's about to be a fall amongst men. So I just wanted to take a trip down memory lane, see why Monique wasn't fucking with them people, because she was right all along. I hate that Taraji is going through this publicly. I feel like we got more stuff that we're about to start seeing come out about a lot of the big names that we know and love, like the Oprah Winfreys and shit of the world. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel because I'm going to be talking about it. Yes, I sure will. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.